This is the HTC EVO 4G Complete LCD Replacement.
Let's begin by removing the battery door and the battery. Now you'll notice at the bottom right hand corner there is a memory card. We'll need to remove that. Now there are 6 screws located around the back housing. These are known as the Torx 5, also the T5. Now if you turn the EVO on its side, you'll notice that there's a seam that's together between the front housing and the back housing. You can just take your plastic pick and you can just take the flat end and just separate those two from each other. Now what we can do is take the IMEI shield and we can remove that from the back housing. Now you'll notice that there's a Phillips in the right hand corner of the device, and we'll need to remove that. And that's a 00. Now you'll notice that there are 3 flex cables along the left hand side of the device, and what you'll have to do is take that 3M tape that's covering up the plug-ins, and you'll need to remove that tape. Now you'll notice that on the top flex connector that the device door will open from right to left, and the middle one will open from left to right, and then the bottom one will actually open from right to left as well. Now if you take and gently raise up the right hand side of the circuit board, you'll be able to take your finger and just lift underneath here the top front-facing camera flex, and just make sure that it just unplugs from the actual plug-in, just like so. And a lot of times the LCD will actually come unplugged when you're actually unplugging the camera, and then the digitizer will just unplug by itself real easy. Now this is a crucial part of the repair. There are 2 types of LCDs that the EVO has. This is actually the large flex. Now you'll probably want to carry both of these screens so that you can have both of them in stock when the customer comes in, because you will not know what it is until the device is brought in to you. This is the large flex here, right here. And then this is the small flex here. And you can tell the difference in the 2, but you'll have to identify that as you do the repair. Now ours is the large flex, so what we'll do is take the large one, and you'll notice that in these units, when you get them, the front facing camera and the side volume keys will have to be replaced, as well as the power button on the top of the phone. Now when you're removing the front-facing camera from it, you'll want to grab as high up as you can possibly grab up on the flex so that you don't rip that front-facing camera, and just wiggle back and forth and it'll come loose as you're pulling. I'm not pulling very hard, just barely pulling, and the front-facing camera will come out just like so. And then we'll need to put that in. Also, the volume keys on the side will come out real easy as well, and then we'll just put those in as well. And they only go in one way, so it's not like you can get them turned upside down. And then on the power button, you'll have to remove it, and it comes out just as well. Like so. Now what we'll do is take the circuit board and we'll actually start plugging in the flex cables into their appropriate locations. Now I tried to take the front facing camera and plug it in first because it's typically the one that's the hardest. And just make sure that it's plugged all the way in, and then close the door. Now if that camera comes out, you can just place it back in like so. Now take and plug in the LCD at the bottom of the device. I usually have some guidance with your flat spudger or flat pick. You'll notice on the right and left hand side there's little tabs that you can help pull the LCD actually up to, or the LCD flex up to the plug-in, like so. Yes, and what you'll need to be careful is that these flex cables are really easy to rip, so you'll have to be careful with them as you're plugging them in so that you're not ripping them as well. Now we'll take the digitizer cable and we'll actually plug it in as well. Once it's plugged in, just close the doors. Now in the left hand corner of the screen, about a fourth of the way up from the bottom, you'll notice that the circuit board has to actually go underneath the front housing, and you'll feel it when it's in there, right? Because the actual foam will clasp down and sit just right. Like so. Now we'll take and put the Phillips screw back in the top right hand corner. Like so. Now what I like to do is I like to take and put the black tape back across the flex connectors so that it has something to hold those doors down. Now what we'll do is take and put the IMEI eye shield back on, and you'll notice that there's a cutout that you can line up in the bottom right hand corner here next to the actual memory card holder. You'll just want to make sure that that's lined up right. Now we'll take the back housing and place it down, and you'll hear it as it starts clipping around the front housing that it's together. Then we'll take our Torx 5 screws that we just removed, put them back in their appropriate locations. Now we'll put the memory card back in. Just make sure that the memory card door is up. And just slide the memory card in, push down. Put the battery and battery door in. Power the device on. And we have repaired an EVO 4G.